Hmm.
In this lecture, we are going to determine or obtain the centroid MI of the given composite lamina. Suppose we have given a T section as shown in figure, and the dimensions are as shown in figure. Suppose the width of the fan is 150 mm and thickness is 20 mm, and the depth of wave is suppose 100 mm and its width is 15 mm. When we are going to determine the MI of the given lamina, first of all we have to find out the centroid of the given composite figure. In this case, first of all, fit the given figure in the first quadrant of the coordinate system, that is as shown in figure. Suppose this is y-axis and this is x-axis. So this is reference x-axis and this is reference y-axis. So this figure is fitted in the first quadrant of the coordinate system. After that, we have to split the figure or the divide the figure into the standard areas whose centroid MI can be given or can be calculated. In this case, we are going to divide this IT section into two rectangles. That is rectangle number 1 and rectangle number 2. And after this, find out the area of the rectangle number 1 and rectangle number 2. So A1 is equal to 100 into 15 and A2 is equal to 150 into 20. After that, suppose XX is the central axis of the given composite figure. We are going to assume that XX is the central axis of given composite figure and it is at a distance of y bar from the reference x-axis. Again I repeat, the XX is the central axis of the given plane lamina and it is at a distance of y bar from reference x-axis. After that, we have to determine the centroid of area number 1 from the reference axis, that is y1 is equal to, y1 is the distance of the centroid of the area number 1 from the reference axis x. So y1 is equal to 100 divided by 2, that it is 15. Similarly, we have to calculate the y2. Y2 means the centroid of area number 2 from the given reference x-axis. So it will be at the mid of this one. So this distance will be y2. So y2 is 100 plus 20 divided by 2, that is 110 mm. After that, we have to calculate the y bar by using the equation of the centroid. So it is y bar is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 divided by a1 plus a2. So y bar is equal to a1 is 1500 into y1 is 50 plus a2 is 3000 into 1110 divided by a1 is 1500 plus 3000. So we can calculate the y bar. So once we can calculate the y bar, we are going to find out the MI of the given figure. In this case, first of all, we have to find out the MI of the area number 1 about the central axis of the given figure. That is, in this case, y bar is thus y bar is equal to 90 mm. Then we have to find out the mi of area number 1 about the centroidal x axis of the given composite figure. That is, in this case, the central axis is at 90 mm from the reference axis, and the centroidal axis of area number 1 is at 50 mm from the reference axis. So these two axes are parallel to each other. So you have to use the parallel axis theorem to find out the mi of area number 1 about the central axis xx. So Rxx1 is equal to, thus Ixx1 is equal to Ig1 plus A1H1 square, where Ig1 is the mi of the area number 1 about its own central axis, and the mi of rectangle is given as Ig1 is equal to 1 by 12 BDQ, where B is the width of rectangle 1 and D is the depth of rectangle number 1. So in this case, B is 50 and D is 100. So Ig1 is equal to 1 by 12 into 15 into 100 cube. So it is 1.25 into 10 raised to 6. So it is 1.25 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Then H1. H1 is the distance between the central axis of the given plane lamina and the central axis of the area number 1. So H1 is equal to, again I repeat, that H1 is the distance between the central axis of given plane lamina, that is y bar, and the central axis of area number 1 or the rectangle 1, that is y1. So H1 is equal to y bar minus y1. So it is y bar is, we have calculated y bar is 90 and y1 is 50. So H1 is equal to 40 mm. So Rxx1 is equal to Ig1 is 1.25 into 10 to the 6 plus A1 is the area of rectangle 1. So it is 1500 into H1, that is 40 square. So after calculation we can get Ixx1, its value is 3.65 into 10 raised to 6. So we have calculated Ixx1, that is Ixx1 gives the value of mi of rectangle 1 about the central axis xx. Similarly, we are going to calculate the mi of rectangle 2 about the central axis xx. In this case also, the central axis of the area number 2 and the central axis of the given plane lamina are parallel to each other. So we are again going to use the parallel axis theorem. So Ixx2 is equal to Ig2 plus A2H2 square. Again Ig2 means the mi of rectangle number 2 about its own central axis, and it is given as 1 by 12 BDQ, that is 1 by 12. In this case B is 150 and D is 20. So it is Ig2 is equal to 1 by 12 into 150 into 20 cube. So its calculation, after calculation, its value is 100 into 10 raised to 3. That is 100 into 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. In this case H2, as we have seen while calculating H1, similarly we are going to calculate the value of H2. That H2 means the distance between the central axis of the given composite figure or composite plane lamina and the area number 2. That is, it is y bar minus y2. That is, suppose it is y2. In this case, we are going to calculate this value, that is h2. So h2 is y2 minus y bar, or you can calculate the y bar minus y2. So h2 is equal to y minus, y2 minus y bar. So y2 is 110 and y bar is 90. So h2 is 20 mm. So Rx2 is equal to Ig2 we have calculated 100 into 10 raised to 3 plus A2 is 3000 and H2 is 20 square. So Rx2 is equal to, after calculation you can get its values 4.95 into 1.3 into 10 raised to 6. 1.3 into 10 raised to 6. So Ixx1 gives the value of mi of rectangle 1 about central axis xx, and Ixx2 gives the value of mi of area number 2 or rectangle 2 about the central axis xx. So you can calculate the total mi of the composite figure about the central axis. As Ixx is equal to Ixx1 plus Ixx2. So Ixx1 is 3.65 into 10 raised to 6 and Ixx2 is 1.3 into 10 raised to 6. So after calculation is 4.95 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. This value gives the mi of the given composite figure about central axis xx. Similarly, we can calculate the mi of the given figure about the central axis yy by similar way. Please try that one. After determining the mi, we are going to find out the radius of gyration. According to definition of radius of gyration, Rxx is equal to a k square, where a is the area, total area of the plane lamina, and k is the radius of gyration, and Ixx indicates the mi about the central xx axis. So k is equal to under root Ixx divided by e. That is, k is equal to Ixx we have calculated, which is 4.95 into 10 raised to 6, and total area, that is area number 1 plus area number 2, that is 1500 plus 3000. So after the calculating, the k becomes 33.16 mm, which indicates the radius of gyration for the central axis xx. Similarly, we can calculate the mi about the central y axis and the radius of gyration for the y